There's a lot of confusion, even amongst car enthusiasts, about Clan cars, and the original Clan Crusader wrongly thinking that it was a kit car. It wasn't. It was a fully built car, and Crusader owners do get a little bit tetchy if you mention them as kit cars. However, the Irish Clan, which came later, was a kit car, and that's the car we're going to focus on. But first, a little bit of history. The original Clan Crusader was produced between 1971 and 1973. It was designed by a team of ex-Lotus engineers, including Paul Hassauer, and forgive me for the pronunciation, and Brian Luff, with styling by John Frayling. The styling was notable at the front for having odd frog eye style headlamps popping up from the bonnet, at odds with the smooth wedge shape. It was also notable for its GRP monocoque body, lightweight construction, and the use of Hillman Imp engine, transmission and suspension. Initial production started in July 1971, with approximately 350 cars built before production ceased in 1973. It basically suffered in the end from the 1973 oil crisis, which saw other firms such as Jensen fall by the wayside. There were also increased taxes on specialist cars. Now, Peter McCandless, a Clan enthusiast, acquired the Crusader moulds and then started Clan Cars Limited in Northern Ireland in 1982, taking advantage of government grants. The Irish Clan refers to the revised version of the Clan. Peter altered the car to include pop-up headlamps, which much better suited the shape of the car. It also had a chin spoiler, side skirts, and this, to me, made the car look much more modern, much more attractive. And this is how you can distinguish the Irish Clan from the original Crusader. They also fitted a glass sunroof. Now, whereas the original Clan was produced in Washington, Tyne and Wear, the later version, as I mentioned earlier, was produced in Northern Ireland. The original company faced economic difficulties and ceased production in 1973. The assets and moulds were sold and shipped to Cyprus, but production there was prevented due to the Turkish invasion. In the early 1980s, the moulds had managed to find their way back to the UK, and this is when Clan enthusiast Peter McCandless acquired them and brought them back to Northern Ireland. He took them to Newtownards, Northern Ireland, and the Irish Clan was then formed and sold through the Clan Cars Limited company. They simply called the car the Clan, but it was known by enthusiasts and within the company as the Irish Clan rather than the Crusader. And as I mentioned, it was notable for having the retractable headlamps, moulded on bumpers, and a glass sunroof. It also had side skirts and basically came in kit form. There were basic, deluxe, and complete, and were powered by 998cc Imp Coventry Climax engines with 65 or 78 brake horsepower options. Later on, Clan Cars Limited also developed a mid-engine version called the Clan Clover using the Alfa Romeo engine. We'll come back to that. But the Irish clan picked up where the Clan Car Company left off. They were particularly handy and sold well amongst rally enthusiasts who found that the clan had lost none of its ability to take on and compete with much bigger cars in road rallies. It also found a steady following amongst kit car enthusiasts and was priced towards the premium end of the kit car market. The quality was well regarded, but the problem that the company had was the supply of imp parts, with the car having been out of production for quite a while. Somehow or other, Peter McCandless managed to get hold of a supply of imp engines. He also managed to get running gear, so he was able to offer, with the deluxe kits or the complete kits, the option of having all the running gear available with the kit, so that the customer or the builder just had to assemble from all the parts that were supplied. As I mentioned, this put the car right at the premium end of the kit car spectrum. However, these parts were never going to last forever, and towards the mid-80s, Peter realised that there was a need to develop a more modern version using more available running gear. To this end, the Alfa Sud 1500cc engine with its north-south gearbox made an ideal basis to turn the Clan into a mid-engined car. The wings were flared and the rear end styling was modified to suit this new layout. Development took a long time. Further grants were required from the British government, but after DeLorean, further investment was harder to find, the government having been stung quite badly with that debacle. Towards the end of development, the company was getting into financial difficulty. Clan sales for the basic imp-based Irish clan were starting to slow down, and at the same time, development of the Clover was eating massively into company finances. Something had to give, so the Clover was rushed into production, probably a little bit too soon. It was a little bit too little, a little bit too late, because the company went into liquidation with only 7 Clovers having been built. Figures for the clan itself, the Irish imp-based clan, are a little harder to come by. The end of the line for Clan Cars Limited came ultimately with the financial difficulties caused by the cost of developing the Clover. They finally ceased trading in 1987, and that is the final chapter in the Clan story.